Have you ever experienced that inner silence? That sense of emptiness that seems to expand while the world around you moves in a continuous, frantic rush? It's as if the outside world is a vibrant stage, with dazzling lights and engaging melodies, while in your heart only an echo resonates, a rumble of confused thoughts and unanswered questions crowding your mind. Becoming aware of what is happening inside us requires remarkable courage, almost an act of heroism, like that of an observer in an ancient Greek theater, where every emotion is wrapped in a mask and every thought is an actor unaware of being watched. This is a moment of deep fragility, an invisible crossroads that every individual passes through, often without full awareness, a passage that can lead either toward the light of awareness or the darkness of ignorance. In that silence, a deep, whispering question begins to emerge. Who am I, really? I'm not referring to the facade I show the world, the one I've built to earn approval or to hide my insecurities, but the part of me that remains when everything else fades away. Here begins a journey, what many call the path of individuation, a complex and often painful process of rediscovering oneself beyond the shadows, projections, and expectations others place upon us. This path requires time, patience, and a considerable amount of vulnerability, because the true encounter with one's essence is full of challenges and surprising revelations that can radically shift our self-perception. The shadows we carry are not monsters to be fought, but parts of ourselves we have chosen to ignore or repress. They are fragments of truth and authenticity that culture, society, and personal fears have pushed us to hide. It's as if our soul has woven a web of masks to shield itself from judgment, loneliness, and the indifference that often surrounds us. Yet just behind that web, behind that fictitious skin, lies the most authentic and pure essence of our being. When we finally allow ourselves to peer into those shadows, we begin to discover the beauty and complexity of who we are in our most genuine and honest form. When we realize this, when we finally stop fighting our shadows, something new and wonderful begins to grow within us. It's not about reaching an ideal perfection, but about learning to practice self-acceptance and embrace our fragilities. It's in the light of acceptance that new spaces open, where our heart can expand without fear or restraint. Here, pain and joy cease to be opposites, transforming into allies in a journey of discovery and inner rebirth. But how can we truly reach acceptance without fearing the loss of love and approval from others? The answer to this complex question is subtle, and it lies in the nuances of our interpersonal relationships. Loving oneself and allowing others to love us is not a passive gesture, but rather an art that requires awareness and commitment. Learning to read the hidden psychological signals in glances, silences, and unspoken words is the first essential step. It's vital to understand that behind every behavior exists a need for care and recognition, often unexpressed and misunderstood, that deserves to be heard. Yet, we often become trapped in the mechanisms of social acceptance, that constant desire to belong, to be welcomed into a group. Sometimes we accept draining relationships and suffocating masks just to avoid feeling excluded or marginalized. This is an ancient dynamic, deeply rooted in that primal fear of isolation, which pushes us to conform and dim our inner flame so as not to disturb others. However, this process of conformity can become a trap, a gilded cage that takes us further away from our inner truth and authenticity. How many times have we betrayed ourselves, lying to fit into the right mask? And how many relationships have begun and faded in this play of reflections, where each person projects onto the other their own fears and unspoken desires? It is right here that the subtle dance between shadow and light, between what is authentic and what is artificial, takes place. We find ourselves trapped in a cycle of expectations and disappointments, seeking approval while straying further from who we truly are. But there is another step, even more delicate and meaningful. Learning to be loved for who we are deep down, not for the facade we present to the world. This takes tremendous courage, for it means showing ourselves vulnerable, without any filter or defense. It is like dropping our armor in front of someone who could hurt us, but also has the power to save us. This represents the greatest challenge and the rarest victory, a rebellion against social conventions and others' expectations. Love is not just a fleeting feeling. It is a conscious act, a way of being that stems from deep respect for oneself and for the other. Only in this way can relationships become spaces of growth, authentic communities where everyone finds their place without losing their identity and individuality. This is a journey that requires practice, a continuous exploration of the dynamics that govern us and the emotions that move through us. This path is by no means linear. There will be moments when we stumble, step back, and lose our way. Yet each step, each fall, and each encounter brings us closer to that hidden truth within. The truth that we are not alone, that humanity is a vast fabric of souls all seeking the same thing: to be seen, to be recognized, to be loved for who they truly are. Every experience, every interaction is a piece that contributes to our personal mosaic, and the process of discovery is just as important as the final result. When we finally manage to look beyond the surface, to see with the eyes of the soul, we discover that true transformation is not external change, but an inner revolution. It is the awakening from a long sleep, the letting go of illusions to embrace reality in all its imperfection. It is the moment we realize there is nothing to prove, nothing to fear. In that silence that once seemed empty, a new voice now resonates, the voice of our authenticity, powerful and fragile at once. This is the voice that invites us to live with courage, to build genuine relationships, and to cultivate kindness toward ourselves and others. Because in the end, life is a journey that unfolds both within and around us, a continuous interweaving of shadow and light, of solitude and communion. Every soul, with its scars and dreams, is part of the great mystery we call existence. Every step we take in this journey brings us closer to illumination, to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. If you are still searching for your truth, know that you are not alone. The path unfolds before you, filled with uncertain steps and profound discoveries. Trust in the strength that lies within you, that strength born from acceptance, love, and awareness. And always remember, true freedom is not found in being perfect, but in being authentic. You are here now. This is your beginning. Start exploring, discovering, living. Your truth awaits, ready to reveal itself the moment you find the courage to face your silence and listen to the inner voice echoing within you. Be kind to yourself during this journey, and remember, every step, every hesitation, every triumph is a vital part of your story.